King dropped out of Northwest Missouri State University to run a construction contracting business, and ran for the state Senate in 1996 when he first cottoned to the idea of an English-only America, a group many Republicans support. In 2006, he suggested a complex plan for building an electrified wall at the border, noting that this was a practice used to control livestock. On Monday, confronted about his tweet, he told CNN, "I meant exactly what I said," adding that he would like to see an America that's just so homogeneous that we look a lot the same. From that, he's always been consistent with these extreme views, but this articulation of full-on white nationalism is a few clicks past cantaloupe halves, which was reprehensible to begin with. Some of his other pet issues have also had a racial tone. King and privately make a decidedly less nice body part analogy about him to AIDS. Republicans have largely written off Mr. King as a fringe player in legitimate policy debates. "Our language is getting subdivided by some forces of the federal government," Mr. King once said. "It is time to speak with a common voice." His most memorable droplets of disdain have been for unauthorized immigrants, most notably Mexicans who he once proclaimed had calves the size of cantaloupes, from hauling drugs across the border. He also accused former President Barack Obama of advancing immigration policies based on race. King, a Republican, has injected himself into the immigration debate with inflammatory and at times boorish statements. The president has demonstrated that he has a default mechanism in him that breaks down the side of race, on the side that favors the black person, he said in a radio interview in 2010. Something he would push for legislatively throughout his career. The tweet, written to show support for Geert Wilders, a far-right Dutch parliamentarian who has called for shutting down mosques in the Netherlands, put misty. Remarks of this nature are always deplorable no matter the political climate in our country, Mr. Curbelo said in an email. But except for the 2013 fruit analogy, which led John A. Boehner, the speaker at the time, to publicly chastise Mr. His Twitter post over the weekend, "We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies," suggested that Mr. King was sliding from his typical messages to something far darker, which he once deemed a slow-motion Holocaust. "We are a nation of immigrants, and diversity is the strength of any nation and any community." Trump ran for office pushing strict anti-immigration measures, including against protections for young adults brought over as children who have been successful in America. King, and Representative Carlos Curbelo, Republican of Florida, who is of Cuban descent, Mr. Curbelo responded on Twitter, "What exactly do you mean? Do I qualify as somebody else's baby?" Against the backdrop of an emboldened white nationalist movement in the United States. Democrats' line of attack on Gorsuch, no friend of the little guy. March 13 – New Labor nominee, fair leader, a self-serving one. March 12 – see more. It was praised by both the white supremacist David Duke and the Daily Stormer, a neo-Nazi website. Since Mr. King's election to the House in 2002, and before that in the state legislature, where he first tried out his English-only trademark talking point, Mr. King dropped out of Northwest Missouri State University to run a construction contracting business, and ran for the state Senate in 1996 when he first cottoned to the idea of an English-only America. He has often said he was made aware of illegal immigration as a small child by his father, the one-time mayor of a small Iowa town who taught him to take a hard line. Mr. Washington, long before Donald J. Trump took aim at immigrants, there was Representative Steve King of Iowa. Mr. Trump's spokesman, Sean Spicer, claimed ignorance of the Twitter post on Monday. Mr. King's spokeswoman said he was too busy to be interviewed. Mr. Trump said, "The speaker clearly disagrees and believes America's long history of inclusiveness is one of its great strengths. Our language is getting subdivided by some forces of the federal government," Mr. King once said. "It is time to speak with a common voice." a spokeswoman for Mr. Ryan, who has been loath to dip into controversies stirred by Mr. a group many Republicans support. In 2006, he suggested a complex plan for building an electrified wall at the border, noting that this was a practice used to control livestock. King in a familiar position, as the subject of condemnation in his own party. A group many Republicans support. In 2006, he suggested a complex plan for building an electrified wall at the border, noting that this was a practice used to control livestock. "We have a very, very urban senator," he said, referring to a measure that Mr. Obama supported when he was a senator. Cue the wedding bells. Dave Franco and Alison Brie are officially married, a rep for the actress confirms to Us Weekly. Franco popped the question back in August 2015 with an Irene New Earth-designed rose gold ring set with rose-cut and paved diamonds. The Mad Men actress, 34, debuted the stunning bauble at a premiere of Sleeping with Other People that month, Secret Celebrity Weddings. The couple dated for 3 years before getting engaged. According to Yahoo Style, they met at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Alison Brie and Dave Franco. Alison Brie and Dave Franco on January 19, 2017 in Park City, Utah. George Pimentel, Getty Images. Prior to their relationship, Brie told Elle Canada that she wasn't sure she was the marrying kind. "I don't even know if I want to get married," she said in 2012. "I've never been the girl who's planning my dream wedding. I was always practicing my speech for the Oscars. That was my dream, which is kind of sad but kind of great." All the stars who wed in 2016. She echoed that sentiment in an interview with Yahoo Style a few months after the Now You See Me star, whose older brother is actor James Franco, proposed. "I'm not very bridal, instinctually," she told the site. "Marriage never really interested me, I guess because I was very focused on my work. I wasn't sure if I really saw the point to it. I bought a dress on Net-a-Porter, and I'm like, maybe I'll wear that." 15 best celebrity wedding dresses of all time. She changed her mind about saying, "I do," because of Franco. "I just met that person that I was like, well, I'm really in love with you and would like to grow old with you," she told Yahoo Style. "I actually think it's much more romantic when two people are like, oh, I could go either way on marriage, but I want to marry you." Want stories like these delivered straight to your inbox? Sign up now for the Us Weekly newsletter. Hollywood, DPA, Die Schauspieler Alison Brie, Mad Men, und Dave Franco, Scrubs, haben geheiratet, das bestätigten Anwälte der beiden Schauspieler dem US-Magazin. People. Der 31-jährige Bruder des Schauspielers James Franco, 127 hours, und die 34-jährige Brie hatten sich demnach 2011 beim US-amerikanischen Mardi Gras in New Orleans kennengelernt und verlobten sich. 2015. Details der Hochzeit gaben die beiden bislang nicht bekannt. Brie hat sich noch im vorigen Monat als Hochzeitsmuffel zu erkennen gegeben. Das Heiraten hat mich nie wirklich interessiert. Wirgen uns nicht aus dem Weg, wir stellen uns nur nichts zur Schau, sagte Brie. Wahrscheinlich weil ich auf mein Arbeit fokussiert war, sagte die Schauspielerin im Februar dem Online-Magazin Yahoo Style. Das Paar lässt sich auch selten öffentlich blicken. Wirgen uns nicht aus dem Weg, wir stellen uns nur nichts zur Schau, sagte Brie. Wahrscheinlich weil ich auf mein Arbeit fokussiert war, sagte die Schauspielerin im Februar dem Online-Magazin Yahoo Style. Das Paar lässt sich auch selten öffentlich blicken. Wirgen uns nicht aus dem Weg, wir stellen uns nur nichts zur Schau, sagte Brie. I've never been the girl who's planning my dream wedding. I was always practicing my speech for the Oscars. That was my dream, which is kind of sad but kind of great. Cue the wedding bells. Dave Franco and Alison Brie are officially married, a rep for the actress confirms to Us Weekly. Franco popped the question back in August 2015 with an Irene New Earth-designed rose gold ring set with rose-cut and paved diamonds.